What's up, YouTube? PokePrimer here, primed and ready to deliver you our very first fella free agency announcement. So we just got through week one, losing 2-0 to the Alexandria Altarias, and it kind of sucks. I already looked back at the battle, and there's a clear and obvious misplay on my part that I easily could have. I could have won that match. If I'm being totally honest, I could have won that match. Easily won that match, actually, now that I think about it. But, it would have been too close to call, and it would have been one of those situations where, when it comes down to it, it wasn't worth it. You know, I could have struggled through all I wanted to, and really tried to pull it off, but it would have been a very specific play that needed to be made, and we're not gonna dwell on it too much. But we're gonna move past all of it. We're gonna move past that and look ahead. And looking at our team, I really thought about it, and while having flying type stab would be fantastic, spammable Brave Bird would be great. Dodrio is just not the Pokemon to do it, and Dodrio is just not as useful, because if we really look at it, this is its move pool. It has a lot of special attacks, but let's look at its special attack stat. It's a base 60. That ain't gonna do shit. We'd have to like max it out, modest choice specs, to even attempt to do any form of recognizable damage. And the only real moves it gets that are physical: Aerial Ace, not as good as Brave Bird. Assurance, it's fast, so it's going to be hard for something to do damage to it. We're not bulky enough to eat too many hits. Body Slam, again, only for paras, really, if we wanted to use it. Brave Bird, Double Edge, again, just recoil, so we don't have survivability from it. Double Hit, it's not really that useful. Drill Peck, really not that great. Endeavor, if we really wanted to be cheeky with a Focus Sash set. Facade, if we ever got burned, but that's not really going to be that's not too big of a deal, because at that point we're almost useless if we get burned. Fly, what am I going to run? Power Herb Fly, and we have one use out of it? No, thanks. Take Impact, again, I don't want to have that recharge. Knockoff, probably the most useful move in the entirety of Dodrio's moveset. Return, definitely one of the more powerful moves, but again, still not that great. Steel Wing, I guess, for coverage, for fairy types, I guess. But at the end of the day, this thing's just not good. I only picked it up during the draft because I had the mindset that I wanted a flying type. It was the only flying type in PU that had Brave Bird and like actually decent, somewhat offensive stats, so I went with it. So, mistakes were made, but what can you do? So now I looked back into PU, and I wanted to kind of start rebuilding my team as well. I saw a couple of mods on my team I just didn't see myself using for a while, so I decided I was gonna, work with it and see what I can do. So I dropped Dodrio, and I picked up Wigglytuff. Now, Wigglytuff presents me with a brand new fairy type for the team, so, if that gives you a spoiler to what our next fix is going to be, Wigglytuff's going to be our new mod in replacement of eventually Carbink, but, we'll get to that in the next, free agency update video that I give you guys. But, if you look at Wigglytuff, first of all, you see an HP stat of 140. That's insane. That's bulk. Now, the defenses don't back it up all that much, 45 and 50, but at the end of the day, that HP covers for a lot. Does a lot of work. So these defenses, you can pretty much set them up just about any way you want to, and Wigglytuff will eat the hits necessary. Base 85 special attack ain't all that bad either. It's not fast, but it doesn't need to be. base 70 attack, again, you know, if I really need a physical move, you know, I could run it if I wanted to, but, you know, I probably won't. The thing I like about Wigglytuff is its abilities. Cute Charm is kind of interesting and cheeky if I really wanted to use it. Frisk is an amazing ability in competitive. Fantastic ability in competitive, especially in league format, so I can kind of scout out their sets and figure out what they're trying to do to me. Competitive is also really good because having a competitive mod in the back kind of forces my opponents to not want to go for defogs as much. Because if I switch into a defog, that's +2 special attack on a bulky ass little Wigglytuff that has amazing coverage. This also makes Wigglytuff, who actually has Stealth Rocks, one of the best Stealth Rockers in the game, in my personal humble opinion. Wigglytuff can then set rocks up and they in front of their defogger, and they won't go for defog. That's the best part. They won't go for defog because they know deep down inside, if they click defog, it's over. They might just get swept. If they don't have super effective coverage for this thing, they might just get swept. So they have to be really cautious around this thing. It's really, really powerful, actually, too, if you really look at it. I mean, if you look at the coverage, it has Blizzard, Body Slam, which is Stab for paralyses, Brick Break for potential screens, Charge Beam for setup, Dazzling Gleam. We have... what else we got here? We got Double Edge. If I really want to be all out physically offensive, Drain Punch or Dynamic Punch if I want to try to be you know, cheeky. We got Fire Blast, Fire Punch, Flamethrower for fire type stab fire type coverage for those steel types that want to come in and try to fuck with us. We also have Focus Blast for those steel types as well. We got Grass Knot. We got all the hidden powers, obviously. We have Hyper Voice, which is stab, and it's going to hurt. We have Icy Wind, Ice Beam, Incinerate. If we really get lucky with Incinerate, we can get rid of, you know, an opponent's berry that might be trying to catch us off guard. Knock Off as well, which makes it even better. Just having Knock Off makes you a better Pokemon. Magic Coat for bouncing back other people's Stealth Rocks. We have Screen Access, Light Screen. We have just Pain Split. Oh my god, Pain Split. It's kind of hard to use on an opponent when we have so much HP, but it's there. Perish Song, if I really want, it can force things out. Play Rough if I run a physical set. With Power Up Punch too, powerful. Protect for scouting. Psychic for those poison types that want to try and fuck with me. We have Rain Dance for weather setup. Reflect. We have so many good moves. So many good moves in this move pool. Shadow Ball. Stealth Rocks. My god. It's so crazy. Substitute, Sunny Day. Sweet Kiss, Thunderbolt, Thunder, Thunder Punch, Thunder Wave, Toxic. Oh man, just this move pool. Wish. We can run Wish Protect if we wanted to. It's just such a good mon. Do we get Heal Bell? Do we get Heal Bell? We do get Heal Bell, so it can also cover the role of a Cleric, which is absolutely fantastic. So Wigglytuff is going to be really, really useful for our team. It's going to provide lots of coverage and a lot of bulk that we didn't necessarily have with Dodrio. And hopefully we can find a lot of good niche roles for Wigglytuff to fill that will allow it to really flourish here on the team. So that's all for our roster update for Fella. Wigglytuff will be available for our usage starting week 3. This will be uploaded after my week 1 battle is uploaded. Since I just got back to school, I'm trying to bulk record and like re-record everything because my recording wasn't working on my laptop at all. So I have to kind of bulk record now so that I can get all the videos out to you guys as soon as possible. This semester is going to be really, really tough with that, so hopefully you guys can be cool with me on that. But until next time, guys, I'm PokePrimer, signing off.